What's up, and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I'm Kevin Watson.
I'm Brandon Meredith.
Hey, the boys are back, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, we are here at KCD. If you don't know what that means, it's Kentucky Country Day. Beautiful day here in Louisville.
Weather's warm. It's nice.
There we go. And also we have the head ball coach, man, Matthew Jones. It's an honor to have you on, Coach.
Oh, Coach, it's an honor to be here. Thank you guys for all you do for football in this area, in this community. It's so important to feature these players and schools and coaches, and I'm excited to be here.
There you go. And hey, just relax. Hey, we're being the boys, man.
Now, I've got, before we even get started, I've got one question that just bugged me ever since I figured out who you were. Are you a Kentucky fan? Because the name Matt Jones.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So
okay.
This is a funny story. So I'm actually from Georgia. All right, and nobody listens to KSR outside of Kentucky.
That's right.
Everybody in Kentucky thinks they do, but they don't. So when I moved here in 2011, I'd always get, "Are you him? Are you him?" And I'd say, "I don't know. I thought I was him. I don't know. Am I him?"
He is me.
Yeah, he is me, exactly. So, no, I learned who Matt Jones was. I've actually had a chance to meet him a couple times, and he's a great guy. So.
I told him on the way out, I said, I just can't like this guy, man. I don't like Matt Jones.
You can't like Matt Jones. There's no way.
No, he asked, "You think he's a Kentucky fan?" I was like, I don't know, but I would say he is.
I'm a Georgia fan, so
I am too. Go Dogs.
Whoever's doing better between Kentucky and Louisville, that's who I'm on.
Okay, I'm going to knock this call to action out real quick. Hey, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Hey, share this episode out. Look at this. He's repping the logo today, finally.
They finally trusted me enough to let me wear the logo.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can always take it away from him.
Okay, so hey,
I'll be on my best behavior.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are almost at 1,300 subscribers, and man, with bringing new faces into this podcast and hearing new stories, it's evolving. We got a lot of new stuff coming up, so just stay locked in with us. But subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this episode out so everybody can hear Coach Jones' story.
And what an episode we just had with the kids. Oh, my.
Yes.
Guys, you've got to watch that. Two great young men, very well-spoken, very great answers. Just they're on top of it.
Oh, and you got to have fun with them, right, Coach?
Yeah.
They're
a fun group.
Yeah, and listen, let's show some gratitude, man. You know what I mean? You got your little guy running around here, and you have your wife. You know what I mean? Show some love to them real quick, man.
Oh yeah. I've got they're actually here watching here. I've got my wife Jill and my son Preston. Preston's a first grader here at KCD, and Jill and I have been together since 2009, and even before that, we've been married since 2009. And there's not a better coach's wife. And one of the best things about coaching to me is having my wife at the games, away games too, and Preston coming up after the game. I mean, that's what it's all about. And
it's so hard to coach when your wife's not all in with it.
That's right. She has to be.
I mean, she has to.
Yep, she has to be with you and understand. And she said we just talk about football all the time, and I'm on the phone a lot, and I just got to give her all the credit in the world for
that's what you do
for being there.
That's
what I do. So that's it.
Hey. You are him, man. You are him. You're the real Matt Jones.
That's all right. We got the real Matt Jones.
With less money, with a lot less money.
It always gives me like cold chills hearing that because it's just every coach you talk to, man, it's all about the wife at home holding things down because, coaching takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Show me a coach whose wife's not behind him, and you'll show me a 2-and-out guy.
A short timer.
A short timer, yes. Okay, and we always start this off, too, by showing some love to your mentors. You know what I mean? You got those guys that brought you up in the game, and you just want to show, your gratitude to them, too, as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's an important thing to do. One of my main mentors is Tim Green, who was the athletic director here at Country Day, head coach, 2003, when he came here. They were playing 8-man football with 12 kids on the team, and he built it up until 2011 when I came from Georgia, and he actually coached me in high school. But it's funny, every one of my high school coaches, the head coach, who's a legend in Georgia, and all of his assistants are in my phone. And I talk to them, if not weekly, certainly monthly. And that's been 25 years ago. And those guys kind of saved me, single parent, young man, and just incredible mentors, incredible men in coaching. They were all coaches, teachers. And that was one of the main reasons why.
It's funny you say that. Coach Cerati on Holy Cross staff was my high school coach.
It's awesome. Isn't it funny when you see him?
Oh,
yeah, it takes you right back.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it scares me, but
yeah.
But just to have them men in your phone and
just have them still around, somebody you can lean on. I mean, that's Because you don't know everything. I mean, you like to think you do, but you don't.
I learn something new every day. I better be.
That's right. If your wife doesn't know the answer, then your old football coach knows the answer.
There you go.
Yeah. One of those few people. But it's funny. I try to do a good job of keeping up with people, and that's kind of one thing that I try to work at every week or every day. And those are some guys that have just been incredible. So.
I love it. Hey, you got any opening questions for Coach?
Whereabouts in Georgia are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Rome, Georgia. It's northwest Georgia, in between Atlanta and Chattanooga.
I've heard it in a song.
Have you? All right.
What is it, Flower States or something like that from Jason Aldean?
Okay.
Like, you ever been to Rome, Georgia?
That's it. Yeah, it is in there.
Yes, you're right.
That's right. He's never been to Rome, Georgia. But it is in the song.
No, there's no mountain-made flowers there.
But Rome, Georgia, it was a great place to grow up. And I went to UGA. So I was a UGA guy 4 years there. I did not play. I actually coached at a high school there when I was an undergrad. So that got me started when I was young. I was 19. I had some 19-year-old seniors. They didn't know that. But I was weighing them in and filming practice and just doing those kind of things. Just learn, whatever I could do.
Well, what made you want to just, get into coaching? We'll jump right into the podcast right now and really get to know you, because, listen, we talked off camera, and this is the reason why we do it is, Brandon said, you know what? I know two things about him. His name is Matt Jones, and he coaches at KCD.
Sure.
That's it. You know what I mean? And this is just our, us creating a brotherhood with the city, and for you to, get your, not your name out there, but for them to know you on a personal level.
Sure. So I played. I said I played at Darlington in Rome, Georgia. And my senior year, we went 15-0, and won the state championship. This was in 1A, which is the smallest class in Georgia.
Hey, but this is what we got. No loser podcast. So, we're all champions,
We've never
baby.
had anybody on here that lost anything. It's amazing.
So I can literally remember we were in Lincoln County, which is a legendary place in Georgia, and I'm going to take my football pants off for the very last time. I knew I wasn't going to play in college. That was it. So I went to UGA, and I made it through one fall. And I was in a summer school class that next year. And there was a guy in there who always was wearing gear from one of the local high schools. And we didn't have any community coaches at Darlington. I didn't even know you could be work in the community and also coach. I didn't know that was a thing. So about the fifth day, I got up the courage, and I said, hey, man, what are you doing wearing that Cedar Shoals stuff every day? He said, well, I coach. I'm the defensive backs coach. I said, really? I said, you guys doing summer workouts? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'd like to come. And I just showed up there at the first summer workout. I kind of stood in the corner. Went to the next one. About the fifth one, the head coach came up and said, you keep showing up, you want to do something? I said, I'd absolutely love to do whatever you need me to do, anything. He said, well, you can wash towels, you can weigh the players in, you can do that. So I ended up being at Cedar for 3 years. And by the time I left, I was a special teams coordinator. I was coaching outside linebackers. And, we made the playoffs in 4A 3 years in a row. I was fortunate. And I came straight back home and went back to work at Darlington, so my alma mater. So I worked 7 years there. So I had 10 years varsity coaching in Georgia. I was only 29 and had a chance to
Those are like dog years.
Those are long years. But, hey, you got to learn. You got to start somewhere.
D-A-W-G.
Yeah,
dog years.
And so that's how I got started. But long story short, I knew in my heart what I wanted to do. Yeah. And I knew what I was here to do. And that's just who I am.
That's crazy. And then, you grew up in Georgia. So it's like, were you just born to play, you know what I mean? Just like Parker. Parker was on here and he's like, I was born to play football. You know what I mean? Being the Southern SEC guy, you know what I mean?
Georgia's different.
It is. But how did you feel growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Georgia fan. We grew up listening to the Georgia games on the radio. We went to the games a lot. Football's kind of a way of life. Friday night lights, the town shuts down. And it's not Texas, I guess, but it's similar. And it's right good. There. A lot of guys I grew up with, kind of came up that way. And I don't know. It was just who we were.
It may not be Texas, but it's a close cousin.
It's a close cousin. Yeah,
sure.
It's a close cousin. And so anyway, that's just the way it was.
There you go.
Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
There you go. Fire me up, man. Fire me. Let's go. Okay, we all have a number we wear. Did that number have a meaning to you?
Nope, no number. I was number 37, and I don't think anybody had ever worn it in the school before I wore it at Darlington. And some good guys have worn it since, a lot better than me. But no, it was my own number, and I just kind of made it my own.
You know what? That's a obscure number because I don't think nobody really wears number 37.
You know what?
You mean to say a bad number? That's bad.
One of my favorite players for the Steelers wore 37, Carnell Lake.
Oh, yeah. Carnell Lake's a great player.
Defensive back.
Really?
It is very obscure. There's not very many, but and there again, that's probably when you were a freshman. There wasn't very many left.
That was it.
So hey, here's 37. And it's a small, and it's 37, and that's what you're going to wear.
And I'm going to make it my own.
And I'm going to make it my own.
And now the kids want the single numbers, and they want to shuffle them every year. Back then it was like, all right, I got a number. This is it. This is me.
Make it yours.
And I don't remember anybody on our team switching numbers.
I say that too, but I don't see no 40s out on the field. So that's my number, and I don't ever see that dang thing get picked at all.
Yep, that's a good number too. A good round number.
Good round.
Exactly. Mike Allstott was number 40, wasn't he?
I wore 42 in Little League
40?
because
42?
of that.
42 is a good number.
He was 40, but somebody already had 40, so I just got 42.
Mike
Yes.
Allstott. Thumper.
Yeah, I am. Well, yeah, I'm getting my confidence back.
You're not Mike Allstott.
No, I'm not.
You're more like his brother Joey.
I'm stout.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the feeling.
Okay, so listen, we're having a great time here. We're here with Matt Jones. Matthew or Matt Jones?
Well, my mom would say Matthew, and that's how I introduce myself. So I get a lot of Matt Jones, and I'm okay with that. But
I like Matthew because it
is
sounds too much like the guy at
that'll get that UK off your mind. If you
okay,
get that bad taste down.
Yeah, because I was like, man, you know what? Let me ask him. You know what I mean? You're a Southern guy, so you got that Southern personality, that politeness. You know what I'm saying?
Hospitality.
The hospitality. Hey, and listen, we thank you very much for showing us around for the hospitality.
Wow, what a building.
Well, we're really proud of this building. And when I came here, it was nothing like this. We didn't have. It was the same as it was in 1976 until about a year and a half ago. So we're really proud of the renovations we've done, and just taking athletics seriously, and that it is a part of a student's journey and a really important one. And we want to be that. We want to be the
be proud
because
it's in the football facilities, the field. I know it was a muddy mess when we were here, but hey, top notch. I love because you come back in here and you're in the middle. You're in the middle of what is this there? It's not St. Matthews. It's
Springhurst,
Springhurst, whatever you want to call it. And you feel like you're right in the middle of everything, and then you come on this campus and it's just like,
beautiful.
It just opens up into this beautiful facility back here.
We're very fortunate. 85 acres is the largest campus in Louisville. And they moved out here in 1976. And I've heard some of the old timers talk about cows grazing and, looking in the windows and all those dirt roads around. And they're like, what the heck are you doing out there? That's the middle of nowhere. And it's not anymore. So we're fortunate.
Okay, and I usually ask this question later in the pod, but you know what I mean. I feel like we talked about the boa constrictor on the past episode, and I feel like I don't know. We seen you the first time we really seen Coach Jones was at Holy Cross, and you were like, look at this maniac. You know what I mean?
I thought you were. To be honest, I didn't know. I knew of you, and I will say I've never heard anybody say anything bad.
I appreciate it.
I do my research, and I talk to a lot of coaches, and I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, that guy's a jerk." Nothing but nice things. But we were at Holy Cross, and I was like, I wonder which one coaches. I think that's him. And then you just went nuclear on the sideline, and he goes, "I think that's the head coach." I was like, "There's no way that's the head coach. This guy's crazy." And I think the guy standing over at the clipboard not saying anything, I bet he's the head coach. And then all of a sudden, one of the referees said, Coach Jones, get back. And we were like, no way, that's him. This dude's crazy. Well, and your personality on the field and off the field are total like night and day.
Yeah, and the reason why I said the boa constrictor is it's like you see your mentality, you know what I mean, now, and then you see it on the field. It's like, man, I bet those kids got that.
They always say, watch out for the nice ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a certain intensity that comes with Friday night, and our kids, they respond to that. We're not mean to them, but we are hard on them, and we coach them hard, and they respond to that. We try to go 3 positive compliments to every time we get on their butt. So if you saw me get on a kid's butt, then hopefully there were 3 times I followed up.
I don't think he was yelling at a kid. I think
hopefully not a kid.
I think it was the situation.
I think it was a situational call.
We're very competitive, and I'm very competitive on Friday night. And if I ever lose that, I would do something else.
I love
probably.
it. And I will be honest with you, your kids take on your personality because both those guys were very nice young men. Shake your hand, look you in the eye, firm handshake. Yes, sir. No, sir. Nice to meet you. Thanks for doing. And then on the field, like I said, Parker's like a bulldog. I mean, he's, big fella's kind of
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough.
He's
in the
tougher than a
he's tough down
$2
there in the
steak, but he's
trenches.
he doesn't really get after it. I saw him say a couple things, but that happens. But now Parker, he's all business all the time. All the time.
Well, he's got that tough South End in him, Coach.
That's right.
You know
that's
that.
right. I'm proud of him for being a tough South Ender.
But I'm proud of our kids, you know, and the way we always tell them, like, you're tougher than you think you are. And what you're being asked to do at school every day, you know, from here, they're doing more academics. I mean, they're doing 2 hours of homework a night. I mean, these guys are getting pushed on all fronts. So we try to tell them, like, hey, you know, you're tougher than you think you are. You know, you're doing more than a lot of people are.
Well, let's be honest. Being a kid right now is tough anyway.
Tough all the way around.
And then you add in football,
Tough.
and you add in your studies. I mean, it's these guys. If he's really got almost a 4.0, and I think he wouldn't divulge. But they're eligible.
Yeah,
that counts for something.
Yeah,
but you know they're doing a great job, and hats off to them for doing what they have to do.
Yeah, I'm proud of them, and I've enjoyed. You know, I'm going to my 15th year here.
Yeah,
and we've had a great. I mean, we've got a great run of kids, just awesome kids, and they come back and visit. And to me, you know, when you see a player that played for you 7, 8, 9 years ago come back, man, that's coaching.
That's
coaching. Here's the question: you'll know the answer to this. We were talking before that he said he thinks he may be the second longest tenured at a school. What's Josh Abel at Fern Creek?
Wolf is number 1.
I knew that.
Yes.
He's 15. Wolf's what, 20?
Probably.
No, it's not that much.
18?
I think it's only like a year past Abel.
Because he left PRP, and then that's when I went over there.
I started in 2012. My first year as a head coach at KCD was 2012.
I think that's around Abel.
Yeah.
I think
Coach Abel and Coach Wolf.
But isn't that crazy, though?
It is crazy.
How old of a guy are you?
I'm 43. I'm about to be
43, and you're maybe the second longest tenured. It's like Mike Tomlin in the NFL. I mean, wow.
And that's with 10 years before that. So I'm going into year 25.
Wow, Coach.
On the sideline. And I don't know.
Let's go.
Impressive.
I'm not good at anything else.
That means you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. And we talk hobbies off the field.
Sure.
Do you have any hobbies, or are you just football guy?
I'm not a big golfer. I read a lot. I like to travel. I like to eat barbecue. My wife and my son go with me. This year, I was fortunate. I got to speak at a clinic, the Glazier Clinic, and we went to Atlantic City. So, man, that was right in my wheelhouse because we got a car and we went to D.C. and we went to Philadelphia. I got me a cheesesteak. We went on to Atlantic City. And, man, we had a ball doing that. And then, you know.
He's a foodie. You're a foodie.
And you say what you want about Texas and Tennessee barbecue. I'll put Georgia's barbecue up there.
Georgia's not bad, pulled pork,
there.
you know. But I heard about those corned beef tacos on Coach Dick's podcast. And I'm sort of upset I don't get one, but I'll get one at some point.
Those are,
yes, sir.
That's a special occasion.
You got to come to the home studio
I'll
for that
go wherever
kind of
you want me to. For
Yep.
corned beef taco.
And hey, you'll probably leave with a jar of salsa too. I don't know if you're a salsa guy.
I'm a big salsa guy.
Hey, I got your payment too, Coach. So it's in the car.
My man.
There we go. Okay, we talk about stress. You know what I mean? This 1A. You know, this is a 1A program, but the stress of it all. You know what I mean? Day in and day out, you're out here grinding. And last year, you were in a lot of pressure cooker situations.
For sure.
And then here comes the boa constrictor back in here. You know what I mean? How do you deal with that stress?
Yeah, you know, I think it's daily preparation. You know, I try not to put too much stress on what's going to happen in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 months. You know, we try to just focus on one day at a time. That's what coaches always say. But Nick Saban is the model of the process, right? So he's never going to talk to his team about, hey, we got to win the national championship. Right? He's going to talk to them about, hey, what can you do today to get better? And last year, one of the things I used with the team, and, you know, I try not to give them too many messages. I try to keep the messages kind of simple and on point, but it was be where your feet are. And I talked to him every day. I had it written on the bottom of my practice plan every day. Just be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Because we were putting a new offense in. We had a bunch of new starters, and I certainly didn't want to overwhelm them with, you know, pressure. The funny thing is this year we have everybody back. So we have 21 starters back out of our 22, plus a snapper, a holder, 2 kickers, and a punter.
We talked about that. Me and you talked about that, and I immediately sent him a message. I was like, uh-oh.
I mean, we literally have everybody back, so it's a completely different feeling this March 11th than it was last March 11th, because last March 11th, everybody thought we were going 2-8. You know, this March 11th, everybody thinks we're going 15-0. And
March 11th of 26 is going to be totally different because you're losing those guys.
They're going to say you lost 24 seniors.
Yeah.
and now you're going to go 3-8 again. So
That's the bad part about high school football.
yeah, you can't go up and down with it. In 1A, as you guys know, I mean, heck, you're playing with such a small number of kids. You just, and we've been fortunate and successful here doing it the way we do it.
Just out of curiosity, how many do you have in your program right now?
We're going to have 53 kids on the roster, which is outstanding for us.
That's
the
varsity only, or is that all
9
level?
through 12.
Okay.
So that's the second biggest team we've ever had in history. We've had as few as 25, 26, 9 through 12. So
That's a great
we've
number.
played with all different numbers.
We've been around some 5A teams that didn't have that many.
Yeah. Now, okay, you've been here 15 years. Is there any traditions that you started, or you brought from like Georgia or anything like that?
We actually sing a song. If we win the game, we sing a song together after the game. That came from Georgia. That's been probably going on at Darlington since probably 87, somewhere like that. So a long time ago when I was a little kid, I used to sing the song. So the kids like doing that. We got our cage. You guys mentioned the cage. That was something we picked up about 2012, 2013. We had an Iron Group fabricated cage. We copied that from a school in Virginia, and that's cool.
I want to see that in action.
Yeah, the cage is cool. So we got a couple traditions here. Yeah, so, I'm excited about it, and always like to let each team kind of create their own.
Yeah,
traditions.
that was my next question. Is just like, you've been here so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So everybody's like, okay, I know this. But then the kids said consistency. They said the word consistency probably about 4 times, both of them, in that episode that we just had. What are some of your your mottos that you that you use? I know last year you used be where your feet are.
Yeah, we use that. One of the main ones here, and this comes from our defensive coordinator, Ed Long, who's incredible, is play the next play. Man, we use that a lot. We use that at practice. We use it during games. Like if you're at a game and close enough and something bad happens, you'll hear every single person right away, play the next play, play the next play, play the next play. And you're trying to get the kids to buy into that philosophy, because if something bad happens, you can't control that. You got to turn around and do the next thing.
Gotta have
the
short
next play.
memory.
And that's in our sort of mission and in our DNA, or those things. And then we talk about hard work a lot, which everybody does, but we try to give them real concrete examples of, hey, you're outworking your opponent. And we try to get them to believe that. I think most of them do. And I think that comes down to making some of those plays. You talk about the boa constrictor. When it's 4th and 1, you're on the goal line at Henry County, and then you cause a fumble and run it back 99 yards. Well, that changes the game. And we did that a lot last year, like an incredible number of plays where we turned an entire game. And
We
I was
saw
just
it
so proud.
firsthand, half a dozen times?
Half a dozen times. At the first Holy Cross game, we went back. That first half was boom, boom, trading punches. And then all of a sudden, you guys come out, take control, and then they start making that late push. And then you guys, it's just phenomenal. I just love this game of football,
That's
man.
great.
I
That's
just,
great.
I mean,
Has that turned into your biggest rival, you think, in football?
We didn't play Holy Cross for a long time.
Yeah.
There were some years off in there. But certainly when we play, that's a big rival.
It's a
And,
big,
when-
great
When
crowds.
Coach Green came in 2003, they got back in the district that year. So they were out of district. I don't know what they were doing. KCD was doing. But they got back in, and Holy Cross beat them 9 years in a row. And it was rough. It was like they couldn't get over the hump. They lost by blowout. They lost by 1 point and everything in between. And one of the big things was in 2012, my first year as head coach, we turned around, we were able to beat Holy Cross. And that was a huge win in my career and in our program's history, because Holy Cross has such a tradition. They do such a great job.
Coach Bronger, right? Wasn't that Coach Bronger?
Back then, it's been about 5 coaches over there. I can't remember which coach was there in 2012, but Coach Crumbacker was there for a while.
Yeah,
Todd
that's right.
Crumbacker did a great job, and Coach Dick does a great job. So that's a big rival. Campbellsville's a big rival. They were ranked number 1 in the state. We beat them on the goal line last year.
Hey.
Another one of those games.
we were at Western Hills, and we were going crazy. I can't remember. We were live, but then Dakota, the
We kept
chopper,
getting the scores.
yeah, and he's like, dude, he sent me the link. We were literally standing on the sideline, and
We were watching your game at another game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Estes does an incredible job at Campbellsville, first class all the way. So
Yeah,
they're a big
Dale-
rival.
Dale's a
goosebumps,
awesome,
man.
man.
That
Love
was
that guy.
that game was awesome.
So yeah, we've had some good ones over the years. Good rivalries.
Yeah, and I only have a couple more questions. I'm trying to keep this about 30 minutes, so just so I know you Mama's back there.
I bet you're probably gonna go over to the lacrosse match. There.
Yeah, I'll watch a little lacrosse.
But listen, you know, we talk about measuring stick games. You know what I mean? I went to Atherton last year, and I talked to those guys, okay, and they were like, you know, and I asked them the question too, who do you want to play most this season? And they said you guys, okay. That was a little bit of a rivalry too. You know what I mean?
For a long time.
Yeah, and that measuring
It was one-sided for a long time.
Yeah,
I think they got us twice.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about both.
the measuring stick game. How do you feel about that? You know what I mean? Because they said, you know what, we're going to go over there and we're going to wreck them and we're going to do this, but they only beat you by like what 10 last year?
20-6.
20-6. But the mentality that they had, that was you're their measuring stick.
Yeah. That's
It's
great.
like-
If we can be a ranked 5A team's measuring stick, then we're a pretty good football team.
Exactly.
Pretty good
That's a
problem to have.
compliment. That's a compliment.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it is. And you know, those guys do a great job. You know, in 1A football, there's the guys that are at the top, and they've been at the top for years and years. We want to be one of those 4 teams at the top. And you know, this year, I mean, Pikeville is the standard. I mean, they over the last 10 years, they're the standard. And then Raceland's right there behind them. They played for 4 state championships and never won one. And then Campbellsville's right there. Of course, Sayre came out of nowhere last year. We actually open up at Sayre this fall. So we open up with the 15-0 defending state champions. And then little old KCD. So we're going to try to do our best to be in that top 4.
You're not little old.
Hey, sneak it in there, coach.
Right.
You guys' football program is not little old KCD anymore.
Definitely not anymore.
Let's get that straight. You
Well, I
you can
appreciate
do
that.
that all you want, but that doesn't fly with us because we
No, I
know the truth.
understand. No, I
We know the
understand.
truth.
You know, we talked to top 25. We talked last year, and you know, I kept hearing, KCD's down. KCD's down. I said, I've never met you, but we came out here. I think it was with Western or something. We scrimmaged you guys, and I said, I will never go against this guy. I won't put a losing record on you. And that's what I felt like negative talk was all last year. But I was like, I'm putting that KCD team right here because you guys made the top 25 in the beginning. And I was like, they're going to be up there in the top.
Well, I appreciate that. And that's a credit to our kids. I mean, you're talking about all juniors. I mean, those guys had never, 3 of them, 4 of them, had ever even played. And, you know, I knew what Atherton had. I knew it was going to take us some time. Putting in a new offense and doing some different things, a new quarterback. But I was committed to trying to get to the district play. And if we had to lose 20-6 to Atherton to get better to get there,
That loss
then
made
it's worth
you
it.
guys.
You know, it was worth it. And, you know, good for them and good for us. And heck, we ended up in the semis. And I'll take it. Only 4 times in 52 years have we been in the semifinals. So that was one of the 4.
Let's go.
Coach,
Hey,
that's-
they're coming. Let's go. You got any last questions?
So I may have missed this in the pre-portion. Are you an offensive or a defensive guy?
That's funny. I started my career as a defensive coordinator, and that's what I was in Georgia, and that's what I was when I came here. And now I call the offense, but I've done both. Heck, I've done both in the same game before. So when you're playing small school football, you got to be able to do both. And I'm fortunate I got Ed Long as my defensive coordinator. Does an incredible job, takes a lot of stress off of me, and I can focus on offense. But I've done both.
There you go.
But right now, offense.
Right now,
Okay.
offense, yeah.
Now, we go for the Dog Button Award. You know what I mean? You guys have
Let
like.
me hear that dog.
Oh, you haven't heard it?
Let him
Dog.
He was over there and
Love
didn't have the headphones.
I didn't have the head.
Yeah.
Dog. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. But I like that. I
That's-
was expecting the bark. I was expecting the bark.
That's Georgia. We can't. That's copyright.
Yeah.
Too much barking.
Yeah. No, but you guys have some
Take
dudes.
away our money for
you
that.
Guys, yeah, you have some dudes that are going to be on this watch list. I just wanted to know that we appreciate you. And really to get out here to really meet you. I hope really, you guys understand that, as a community, this is what we're trying to bring. We're trying to bring your personality because people might not know who you are.
Sure.
So and this is what it is we want everywhere we go to be a packed house on Friday night because, man, we love high school football.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like Friday Night Lights. We always say there's nothing like a Bearcat on Friday night. And for you guys to do this and feature these schools and these players and coaches is growing the game, growing high school football in Louisville and in Kentucky, and that's what we should be doing. They work hard. They deserve the recognition.
Scrimmages. Who you got this year?
So our first scrimmage, we're going to go down to John Hardin, which is super competitive.
Nice.
They've got about
Very athletic.
They've got about 7 or 8 teams coming.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little jamboree type format.
Okay.
And our second scrimmage, we actually picked up Wagner. We're going to scrimmage Wagner here. So that'll be interesting. That'll be more like a game type scenario. And then August 22nd, we'll be on the road to Lexington to see where we stack up in that top 4 I was talking about.
Listen,
Hey, you
Heck of an
can't go.
opener.
You can't go 15-0 without going 1-0.
there you go. Hey, best of luck this
Yeah,
season. Hey,
absolutely.
we are going to be. Hey, we're fans.
Now, don't take
We're
it to
fans.
fans.
Means a lot.
I'm a highway guy, so
I understand.
if I
Hashtag highway
If
guy.
I talk about Holy Cross, don't take it personal. I'm a highway guy. That's where I grew up.
No,
So
I understand.
But and we talked about it after. We said if we wouldn't have been here for the Holy Cross KCD game, we would probably been here for KCD and whoever.
Sure, that's
That
awesome.
what's second round?
second
round. So yeah, don't, like I always tell the kids, don't hate me. Don't be mad at me. Prove me wrong.
No, hey, I love it. Prove
Yeah.
me wrong.
Let's
That's
go.
a great
Prove me
way- great
wrong.
way of
Let's
thinking
go.
about it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, we enjoyed it.
Yes.
What a. If you've never been out here, oh my, you've got to come out here and check this place out. It's unbelievable.
Yes, we appreciate you, Matthew Jones, the head football coach here at KCD.
We will be back.
Kentucky Country Day here in Louisville, Kentucky. It was an honor, but like we always say, everyone has a story.
We're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to Whistle podcast.
Let's go.